Namaste and a heartfelt Namaste. I, Anuradha, would like to thank all of you for writing in your comments, suggestions on our YouTube and Spotify channel, and liking, sharing, subscribing to our channels. Today, we are going to talk about Rahu and Jupiter combination. The first impression that this combination gives is this person trustworthy? Is it person reliable? Well, this is because we're so trained in by the classics to think that the person can be a one who would betray someone elderly or would be betrayed by the same person. Well, this shade does hold true, and we'll discuss about it in a later moment. But first and foremost, with the changing times, this yoga is now moving towards a different definition, which really does need to be dealt with in depth. First and foremost, the Kalpurush Kundali is very important. So if I am to take the combination of Jupiter as the Lord of Sagittarius from the Kalpurush Kundali concept, then it's important to understand that Jupiter talks about religion. It talks about your power of justice. Rahu is a foreign element, and Jupiter with this foreign element happens to grow your interest in any foreign religion. You could be attracted towards foreign religion. The ninth house is your house of Vivek, or the house of discrimination, and to be able to understand the truth behind any event, any circumstance, any happening. And Rahu and Jupiter would give you an uncanny ability to understand, to see behind the veil. Again, the ninth house shows our status, because in Uttar Kalamrit, it's very clearly written that the ninth house also is about status. Jupiter is something that is that gives a lot of money, it gives a lot of power, and also gives a lot of status. Rahu would give you a different kind of status when it is with Jupiter. And as your status increases in life, you will see the way that you express your status would be very different from the way that the others around you in a similar situation would be expressing. So this is what Rahu and Jupiter combination as a lord of the ninth house of the Kalpurush can be to us. As the lord of the 12th house, which talks about losses, which talks about giving things away, which talks about adhyatma or spirituality, what does this combination have to say to us? This combination tells us categorically that your way of giving donation can be very different from others. You can have a lot of love for gold because Jupiter represents gold. You could be gifting gold to others, and because of this combination of Rahu and Jupiter, you could be gifting gold to people in very many different ways. Or you could be gifting gold which is different from the gold that they are used to. Again, it talks about adhyatma or spirituality. Your connect with the Lord above could be very different from somebody else's connect. You could have a very different way of thinking, of feeling the presence of the Lord within you, around you, as to what others would be. And you could be ridiculed, or you could be, if you are discussing it in public, there could be a lot of ridicule associated with it, because Rahu at the end of the day does give you a scandal or a blemish, or people can take you for having a very take you for a fool for having a very different thought process, mind frame from others. So it does bring to you a small amount of pressure in form of scandals or very intense situations, but these are the situations that you have to learn from, because at the end of the day, Rahu is all about lessons that one needs to learn. And finally, last but not the least, whichever house Rahu and Jupiter are sitting, that is the house where you will see that you will find a lot of progression in, because Jupiter blossoms. Jupiter gives a lot of expansion in the house that it is sitting, and as Rahu also, wherever it is sitting, it also expands, and it takes over the not just taking over the qualities of that house, it also takes over the qualities of Jupiter and creates its own environment as such. Rahu and Jupiter combination in the Trikonas is said to be one of the classical combinations. And if this also happens to be either in the seventh house or the Kendra, then the Rahu becomes very strong. And during its period, it can give a lot of material prosperity, because the seventh house Rahu then behaves like a Saturn also. So this Rahu Jupiter combination brings in a huge status for a person. It brings in a different way of looking at religion for a person. It brings in a different way of thinking, and justice for a person could be very different compared to the norms that exist. A person could be gifting others, giving away a lot in charity, and sometimes the person could be openly giving in charity uh, by way of show. This could also be to tell people to follow the same method, to be a guide, to be a, and one can be the best guide by doing rather than by preaching. And it can also bring in certain amount of blemish to your name. So with so much of good, a small bad is likely to follow. Do let us know how you found this video, and do get back to us with your comments. Till we meet with you again, stay safe.
Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.